The Kia Niro in the new generation is still available as hybrid, plug-in hybrid and as the all-electric version, the Kia Niro EV. That is the crucial version we're going to take a detailed look on today. Here was Thomas Autofuel for you. With this one, let's go! A strong appearance here in the front. This Kia Niro has definitely matured with the new generation. Contrasting look, especially if you pick that white color. The charging flap, by the way, is right here in the front already.
And do they offer us a frunk? Yeah, they do. Let's take a look here. Small, but definitely helpful.
To open the charging flap, right here in the front. There we go, AC and DC charging, but only up to 80 kilowatt, and that means more than 40 minutes from 10 to 80% state of charge.
And why is that? They are not using the 800 volt technology they use in the Kia EV6. This is more like 18 minutes from 10 to 80% state of charge. Here, of course, more than double the length. So they are not planning this one here to have this fast Autobahn recharges and so on. Also is about the battery, 65 kilowatt hours net. Even more deals than later in the driving part. With 4 meters 42 or 174 inches, this new generation has grown about 7.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches in length and could be a competitor lengthwise to a VW ID3 or a Renault Megane EV, and also internally to the Kia EV6. The EV6 more has the sporty focus, whereas this one here rather has this practicability approach, higher building style, more space on the interior considering the length. The EV6 of course a little bit longer, so different approaches here. Also not the charging and range emphasis, that is more again with the EV6. These are some of the differences already. You can see is more an SUV style now, and here 17-inch wheels, also with this rather aerodynamic styling and the nice silver shiny contrasting here, once again working very well with the white and black frames, although the lower part here is just a very simple material. But everything looks kind of rugged, and also you can pick a contrasting color here, but I wouldn't really say that's necessary, is it? If you look really close, you see these vortex generators, and then there is a real gap in there behind this so-called air blade, and then the air is exiting here at the rear, and you can see there is indeed a gap.
I really like the front and the side styling, but in the rear I think it seems a little bit off. Is it maybe just too much, or what's your take on that? Vertical tail lamps, and here a lot of different elements here and there. Maybe just too much indeed. Top speed is 170 kilometers an hour or 100 miles per hour. We're going to try that out on the German Autobahn here for you today. And 7.8 seconds the acceleration here for the EV. Told you earlier, there's also a hybrid available and a plug-in hybrid, so still combustion engines in that mix, but the electric version is meanwhile actually becoming more and more important in that model lineup.
The keyless entry here, when you press that knob, and door closing sound. Interesting, I would say. It's not that, doesn't sound that super much premium, but also not bad. It has a very unique sound, doesn't it? Inside of the doors, here with nice material, this is soft touch, also has a structure. Actually also build quality very nice here from the buttons and so on. This area here, it does have some kind of surface as well, kind of like a structure, but I think, they meant well, but it can also have association with it that it, looks like there would be stains on it, but they're not, you know what I mean? Harman Kardon sound system, a nice option with a cool sound. And this interior is really interesting. First of all, the steering wheel, kind of similar to the one from the EV6. We also have the drive mode selector directly at the steering wheel here, and real buttons at the steering wheel. Here for the cruise control, for example, or for scrolling in the digital instruments. The right side to pick next song, and also here for the volume. That's awesome indeed. We'll take a deep look also at the instruments and the infotainment system. You see here when they shut off, they form this one black unit. And the seats are also particularly interesting. So base versions in some markets starts with fabric. And here, these ones are the leatherette seats, and they contain so-called tencel. This is a material that contains natural fiber, so also reducing the CO2 impact even further. And it feels rather slick. It has this perforation because it's also combinable with the seat ventilation, and it has a very own unique feeling to it, a very nice and modern look, and also very interesting feeling. So way to go, Kia. And this whole interior is actually animal free, the steering wheel as well. Way to go. So Kia is really showing the competition how to build attractive and animal-free interiors, which are also using less resources and have less harm in production and so on. So once again, thumbs up. The seating position here, now when I'm driving, really comfortable in these seats. They hold you tight. They're somewhat sporty as well. Again, the surface is nice. The ergonomics behind it is also top-notch. And with 189 or 6'2", I have a lot of headroom left. No problem at all. So very comfortable seating position. Somewhat already crossover SUV alike. And the steering wheel goes in and out, up and down. Yeah, some resistance. It could maybe come a little bit more towards me, but overall it's totally fine. So even as a tall person, you can drive very, very comfortably here. And this is also the thing about the vehicle. It offers decent comfort. Decent is, it offers great comfort indeed. Yeah, decent was just like, underestimated, so to speak, and also great roundabout visibility. Talk about that while driving as well. So when you're sitting here, you exactly know what's happening around you, even without assistance systems. Interior overview, 2x 10.25-inch screens. Then this top part here is also soft touch and has a nice structure to it indeed. Clean cockpit layout. At the same time, we still have things to touch, to turn. So not only #capacitive BS, and that's a crucial thing to me in this cockpit. USB-C charging and USB-A connector for your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, an inductive charging pad. Then this is where you turn on the vehicle. Here, really nice, seat heating, seat cooling, separate buttons also for the steering wheel heating, and really great to have a leatherette seat ventilation combination. That's awesome, especially for summer and for winter, of course, with the heated steering wheel. This is in the drive selector for putting in here D mode, or then reverse and neutral, or here for park. And here separate buttons also for the co-driver side, for the passenger side. So really easy to use. Leatherette armrest here, you could put it up, and yeah, it could be maybe a little bit better attached, some space underneath there, and then a lot of space here actually in this area. And then you can have this magic woo, bang. These cup holders that fall out, they don't hold bottles super tight, but at least they are somewhat flexible in the usage of the space there. You can also get a head-up display for this vehicle here to have the speed and speed limits in your line of sight. Digital instruments, what you can do is here change the middle view, then we can also see some consumption figures. This is more with city driving, this is more with motorway driving, so the consumption then is a little bit higher. And here you can see some animations as well as only the digital speed in here. And when you put in the driving modes, like here sport mode, ooh, it changes. So having some nice visualizations then here too. Infotainment system is not super fancy, but well, it does the job. It's fast enough. And let's just listen to music. This Harman Kardon sound system is of course nice for music lovers like I, or like me. But I have to say I have heard better sound from Harman Kardon in cars. Rear seating here then with some hardpack at the inside of the doors. Same cool seat material. It's actually decently comfortable. Headroom works also for tall adults. Also the legroom here, it's not plentiful, but it's also not a long vehicle. So I could, for example, put the seat a little bit more upright, and then it would be even better. So they are using the space quite well, actually. The bench maybe could be a little bit longer, but again, we have to think about the segment here. And what you can also do is here change the back part. So let's see, this would be the steepest position. Then you can also put it more backwards. Nice solution here for USB-C charging in the rear, integrated in the seats. And we also have completely EV flat floor. That's the thing. It is available as combustion engine, but then again, they are all front wheel drive. And so Here you sit in the middle and can also easily sit. So yeah, this car can house 5 tall adults indeed. And then here, pulling this one down, cup holders not adaptive though. To open the trunk, press the button here at the key fob. You can also stand behind the vehicle with the key in your pocket, and then it automatically opens after a couple of seconds, or classic this button press here. And then we have this trunk area, 475 liters, the biggest in the EV version indeed. And here the cabin trolley, let's see, does it fit in a vertical way? That would work as well. This top cover is a little bit like flying, wobbling around, not ideal, I would say. The width, however, good with 1 meter or 40 inches. The length more like 80, a little bit over 80 centimeters or 31 inches. And below here you can still store charging cables. That's also quite good. Reaching over here, and we can also fold the seats from here. There we go. You can see when I have set the driver position and it's going backwards by this automatic comfort function, then it's too far behind. But to the passenger seat here, it's 165 meters or 65 inches. For the height, I removed that cover here at 70 centimeters or 28 inches. This is Thomas's driving lounge with the Kia Niro EV. And we start here on the test, the Germanish test on a German Autobahn, our famous motorway, from 40 kilometers an hour when we put it to the sport mode. Let's go. $100. 150. And soon we'll reach the top speed, which is here at around, let's say, come on, 175 kilometers an hour. So we're, something at 100 miles per hour top speed, and it's reasonably silent here, and considering it's not a super high-class premium vehicle. Here, lane change. Nice behavior also at higher speeds, although it's not in a sporty setup. Oh, there's a Kia EV6. One more lane change here, long bend, good in control, nice feeling also in the steering wheel. And now here, maximum recuperation is from here. And when I then use more brakes, then the rear brakes are being applied as well. So that was actually quite good Autobahn behavior. Always shows the quality of the vehicle, definitely. Also when it is not being done every day, what I do here now. So now back to the normal driving mode. And also the visualization changes here. And yeah, normal motorway speeds, it's really quite silent in here. So good noise insulation. And this upright seating position here, which is SUV-alike, definitely, it's really very comfortable in here. And the seats do a great job. We talked about the surfaces earlier. The seat form, they hold you tight also at these higher speeds. It's really very well done as for the whole seating position in the vehicle. It is a lot of fun actually. Again, it is not set on a very sporty note, but still a lot of fun. These electric vehicles, when the battery is on the bottom of the vehicle, brings down the center of gravity, and therefore also not so sporty vehicles, let's say not obvious sporty vehicles, still feel sporty and fun to drive. That's actually a big advantage. Only, and that we will do later, when we have some narrow winding corners, then of course more weight, that's just a physical thing, is pushing you out of the corners. And then you feel the disadvantages of this weight. It is an ideal city EV to me. Question is, of course, what do you consider a city EV as for the size? But I think the cool thing about this vehicle is it is short enough, but it's not too big. You can house a lot of different persons and luggage in here. You can actually have it as a primary vehicle as for the usability. So back to the sport mode, and from 80 kilometers an hour, let's go. Still has a punch. Nice, 150. Now we're going overtake. We'll take that road back. So now we reach top speed again, and it is surprisingly relaxing and calming driving this one at higher speeds. Although when you look at it from the outside, you wouldn't really think it is, you know. So very good behavior. They have extremely good hardware in this one, and they're not even adaptive dampers in this one, and the suspension is doing a great job. And I don't even feel like I have to lift my foot off the throttle. I could also drive this car at super high speeds for a longer period of time. It's absolutely no problem, you know. Recuperation, by the way, I can set it here on the shifting pedals. I can set it here stronger, and also to the max now. I'm not braking. That's all the recuperation. Or I can use the right pedal and go to 0 recuperation. Then the car is just rolling. Ha. Very important. When you just turn around, this car has an excellent overview to all of the sides. So even though there are so many assistance systems nowadays, a good classic overview from the inside looking to the outside is priceless. And that's another reason I really love driving this vehicle. This is such a good vehicle to use just day in, day out. Yeah. So the fun is a little bit limited by the front-wheel drive. So rear-wheel driven EVs are more fun here, but from the driving dynamics, it's really nice and it doesn't feel too heavy at all. So it's still a lot of fun to put it in the corners. Just the accelerating out factor, that is, as I said, better with the rear-wheel driven EVs. But overall, yeah, really very, very good in all the different driving aspects. If you want to check out some competitors, tune in right now.